The Baltimore Ravens have their man on the offensive line with the 62nd overall pick. The Baltimore Ravens select University of Washington offensive tackle Roger Rosengarten. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as we break down the latest Baltimore Ravens draft pick. We talked a lot on the channel over the last month or so that the Ravens needed to make a big investment, an early pick on an offensive lineman. They passed on doing so in the first round, going with Nate Wiggins at corner, but it didn't take too long for them to find their next guy in Rosengarden. Rosengarden, the background on him, let's tell you more about what the Baltimore Ravens are getting. Played for the Washington Huskies from 2020 to 2023. Very good athletic testing, which backs up the quickness he displays on tape. Mirrors well, it isn't tricked by stunts often. There are some concerns with his power and anchor at times, but you look at, this is somebody that snaps out of his stance. He's fluid. He's a rangy pass protector. He closes space in a hurry, and he keeps rushers guessing. Very good athletic testing, too, by the way. 30-inch vertical, 4.92 40, a 905 broad, and a 4.6 shuttle. I'll say this. I love the flexibility, the versatility. This is an athlete who the Ravens got with this selection here. And think about this in the Baltimore Ravens situation here, folks. All right? This is somebody last year that played right tackle on a very good offensive line, did a really good job of protecting Michael Penix Jr. and that, Washington Husky offense that was so dynamic, right? And he has experience at the left tackle spot as well. And so if things go according to plan for the Baltimore Ravens, not only have you found a starting right tackle for the 2023 season, what all of us have assumed is that Ronnie Stanley is not going to return to the Baltimore Ravens after this season. So then that would put the Ravens in position to move Rosengarten to the left tackle spot and be the replacement for Ronnie Stanley. So, again, it all comes down to development. Everything's got to go according to plan. But if it does, the Ravens tonight have found their starting left tackle, their anchor of their offensive line for the future. How would you grade the pick? I got to tell you, I love this pick. I'm going with an A, and not just for the need that you needed to address, but the quality of player that you got here at the end of the second round. This makes a ton of sense for the Baltimore Ravens. Give me your grade in the comment section below. It's our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. Folks, this is why you subscribe. Who did I have the Ravens selecting at 62nd overall in my last two mock drafts? Roger Rosengarten. You heard it first. If you are a loyal watcher, the Ravens Rundown, if you've been paying any attention to what's gone on in this channel, I've had my eyes on Roger Rosengarten for a while for the Baltimore Ravens, and I called it. I was right. This is why you subscribe, because you're getting analysis on the Baltimore Ravens, insights that you're not getting anywhere else. So if that doesn't give you any incentive to subscribe, I don't know what else will, because we know what the hell we're talking about here. I was right. Subscribe to the channel for more draft coverage. We're not slowing down this weekend. We got more to come later tonight as well as tomorrow with day 3, UDFAs and all that. Help us reach our next milestone. 16.5K subscribers, just over 400 away from reaching that mark. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV. We got you covered. We got you locked in like no one else does. Today's show sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're talking tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, and more, Game Time has got it all. And the prices even drop as the event gets closer. Maybe you want to go to a Baltimore Orioles game. Maybe in a couple of weeks when the Ravens schedule comes out, you're already going to be looking for tickets to see your Ravens in 2024 and see Roger Rosengarten. Here's what you do. You pick the event. You choose between the prices they got listed. Then you go to your seat, see if you like that seat or not. And you look for a flash deal. You might stumble upon a really good deal. I say you might. You will stumble upon a really good deal with Game Time, folks. And then, just like that, you're checking out within a matter of moments. Maybe you decide on a whim you want to go to a game. You can do so just like that with Game Time. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time's got it all for you. Use the promo code ChatSports to get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. Terms and conditions do apply. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Download Game Time today. You'll be glad you did. Let's go over the numbers, courtesy of Pro Football Focus on Roger Rosengarten. And this is somebody that specializes in pass blocking. There is some work to be done when it comes to developing Roger Rosengarten as a run blocker. But overall, pretty solid. A 71 grade, an 80.8 pass block grade, a 58.9 run block grade. The evaluation from Dane Brugler of The Athletic, he said the following. Rosengarten's pass protection won't win any beauty pageants, but his feet stay active, and he trusts his handwork and eyes to execute his blocks. He projects as an immediate swing tackle for an offense with the potential to be a dependable starter. Mel Kiper Jr. had him as the number 8 offensive tackle on his big board entering this draft, and we talk about the impact that he made on the Washington Huskies. That's going to be a question when you look at how good their offensive line was. How good was Rosengarten? How much did the Washington Huskies need him? Well, how about this? Second-team All-American, okay? Second-team All-American, first-team All-Pac-12 selection in 2023. I'll say this. When it comes to Roger Rosengarten, the big knock of sorts, if you will, is the aggressiveness. He's a little too aggressive. And honestly, I rather work with that when it comes to an offensive lineman. I rather sit here and say, you know what? We need him to reel it in a little bit. We need him to kind of calm down, to avoid the penalties and the extracurricular activities. I rather tell Roger Rosengarten to reel it in instead of having to tell him to step it up and show that toughness and aggressiveness a little bit more. That can work with. And we've seen with the Baltimore Ravens, this mentality, the way that this team has gone about things from 1996 on, has been a team that prides themselves on being aggressive, being tough, being physical. Roger Rosengarten embodies all of those things that make for a great Baltimore Ravens player. And if you're Lamar Jackson, you are smiling that you got this guy. You got a pass protector, a guy that's going to hold things down. I think it's very good for the Baltimore Ravens. So now, we're 2 picks in. EDC, he's cooking. He's doing a very good job so far with what he's worked with. Nate Wiggins, who you heard from EDC, he didn't expect to be available at 30, right? Now you got Nate Wiggins and you got Roger Rosengarten. You got 2 very good football players, and you took care of 2 positions of need. The age-old debate, do you go with need? Do you go with best player available? The Baltimore Ravens took care of both of those things with their first 2 picks, and there's still more picks coming. The job's not finished for this Baltimore Ravens team. Still more work to be done. Lamar Jackson enters this season as the MVP, the reigning MVP, but still got to get over that hump. Got to take that next step, right? And with all the players that this Ravens team lost from last year's AFC Championship game run, they knew that they had a lot to work on to replace and try to get back to where they're going. So far, with what we've seen from this draft, the Ravens are doing the necessary steps. Still got to go find some help at the interior of the offensive line. Still got to find an edge, some receiver help as well. Well, there's still plenty of receivers out there. So I feel pretty good about what the Ravens have done. Who should the Ravens select next? Still got plenty more picks to go. Let me know in the comments section who you would like to see join the Baltimore Ravens. Folks, thanks for joining us. More draft coverage to come here on the channel. Subscribe now. Don't miss a moment. That's why you subscribe. We told you all about Roger Rosengarten, why he should be a Raven. Eric DeCosta listened. Hopefully you were listening too, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe now. We got you covered like no one else does here on Ravens Rundown.